Right, oh yeah, welcome back. Okay, that's that lot pretty much ready over there to get going. Today's little task is to carry on and thicken this up a little bit. I've decided that looking at the shape and the size of it visually with everything else on the bike, it's not by any means too big, and so I'm happy to put a little bit more on top of it. It's not going to make it much thicker, perhaps a quarter of an inch at most, you won't notice it, but it does need that strength. It's currently got 3 layers of fiberglass on it from the last video, and it's all gone off, everything, there's no sticky or greasy patches on it. No residue comes off whatsoever, and it's not tacky at all. So that means it is completely cured, which means I've got the hardener correct. It is 15 centigrade today, so it's just about right for this sort of thing. Gives you a nice long lead time on the resin so it doesn't go off too quick, and you don't have to put too much hardener in, because it's always a test of, if you're a laminator you know what I mean, it's quite a ratio thing. Anyway, today 3 more layers. I'm going to put 2 more layers of the coarse fiberglass over it for strength, and then finally I'm going to put a layer of the tissue. Fiberglass tissue is, as far as I can read and learn, it seems to be just there for a smooth finish. It doesn't really bring a lot of strength, because the fiberglass tissue, this stuff here, it's a much, as you can see, it's a much coarser version of it, and you can tear it by hand. It's not very strong, but it does give a lovely smooth finish. It has to be rolled down, so I'm going to put that on the final coat. That's going to be the last finish on top of this, and then it will hopefully dry nice and smooth and need a lot less filler and preparation afterwards to make it a nice sanded finish ready to go. I don't want to start sanding layers of it away to get it smooth. So there we are today, build up a little bit more of this, make it a bit stronger, and then finally I can take it off the mould in the next video at the weekend. So one more question finally was, is this big enough to sit in? You keep saying that, I get that all the time. Is that big enough? It looks too small to sit in. So I'm going to poke the camera level just over there. I'm going to sit on it, and you'll see there is space, certainly for my ass. Maybe somebody who eats a few more donuts than me might not get in there, but that's not the case. It's my bike, it's for me, so that is big enough. So I'll show you that quickly first. So wish me luck, eyes down for a full house, let's get stuck in. There we go. So snug, a little bit of space at the back there, space between there, and a nice comfy fit. Happy with that. Right, first kind of step I guess is get myself enough cut to shape stood by the side so I can just reach for it and lay it on without having to mess about cutting it while the laminating's going on. I learned that last time. You got resin going off and you got no fiberglass left. So think ahead, proper preparation, etc. Right, that's the first complete layer. One solid layer all over. I'm going to give that 15 minutes so it just starts curing, gets nice and hot, and then I'll put another layer over the top. In the meantime, cup of tea. Right, now I've burnt through half a litre of resin with that, and I've got half a litre left. So I reckon I'll probably only get one coat, one more layer of this on. If I have enough resin left to do the tissue, then I will, otherwise it's go buy more resin and do it later. Materials, it's the way it goes. Right, there we are. Now, that's taken only 3 hours, not so long as the last one, and I've run out of resin. I just always bite off more than I can chew. I said I wanted to put a layer of tissue over this, and I still kind of do, but I'm going to wait. Firstly, because I can't do any more because I haven't got any resin. 2 litres of resin, there's only one application in there, one of those little yogurt pots. That's all that's left. So practically 2 litres of resin. If you consider the weight of that, because the resin doesn't go anywhere, the weight of it remains, it cures, it doesn't evaporate. So whatever 2 litres of resin weighs is on there, and that's what it weighs. This stuff doesn't weigh a lot, but it all adds. So there's 5 thicknesses now of this heavy weave. And if you consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thicknesses, and have a little look at that in terms of how thick it now is. Obviously consider the resin as well. That's about there. I don't know if you can kind of see that. Now, is that 1/4 inch thick? I'd say it's getting there for sure. And I don't know whether it needs any more, because I do have a plan also to get some small pieces of lightweight timber and certainly across the cheeks here to brace it across to prevent that kind of flex that way, and any twisting flex. If I put the wood in to match the top of that, almost like a profile inside, and then fiberglass it in, it acts like a rib in a boat hull, so effectively holding it still. And then from those pieces of wood I can take mount points potentially in the future. So just thinking ahead, I don't know if I need to put any more on that. 5 thicknesses of resin. Listen to the advices that you've given me. Thanks to that, the laminators out there among you who do this. The golden rule, no shiny, I think is what one of you guys said. No shiny. Don't coat it up with resin and slaver it all over like I said in the last video, because it just becomes brittle. It ends up like a plastic layer that cracks and can fracture and isn't offering any more strength. Just saturate the weave, dab out all the bubbles. There's probably a couple, 2 or 3 little bubbles in it here or there this time, purely because this time what I wanted to do was get the biggest sheets on there possible by just kind of working them down and making sure that they spread, because this stuff is so forgiving. As obviously that's not bonded together, as you start daubing on it, the weave sort of separates like that and it starts to change shape and follow the contours. So that's wonderful stuff, and it's quite thick still. So I reckon that's pretty much strong enough now. 5 layers of that. Putting the tissue over the top, I'd still like to do that, but it means going out and buying more resin. And as I said in, I think, beginning of the last video, that's 100 quid's worth of materials. And I still haven't finished by a long way yet. I've still got the under tray to do, which I may make out of steel, I don't know, just to further help brace that. I'm not sure, that's all in the future. But for what that is, I'm very happy with the shape, the straight and squareness, and all of your advices and guidances have helped to create that result, which I don't think in a million years I would have got without. So thank you so much to all of you viewers, patrons. Thank you to the patrons for helping support this. All this stuff doesn't come cheap, as I've said, and it's the patron support that helps pay for it. I'm going to have to go out and buy some more stuff. I now need body filler and paint and. So that's how it goes from here. So thank you to everyone. Thank you for watching. Join us at the weekend. I'm going to break that off the plug. The plug underneath all the clay, it's up inside. These sides go underneath a little bit. Although they're going to be trimmed back, they aren't yet. So effectively there's going to be a bit of destruction going on to try and get that off. So join us on Saturday, get that off, trim it round, cut and trim it to shape, and see what it looks like in the real world. In the meantime, that's going to have a long time to cure. So there we are, take it easy, or ride safe. I'll see you Saturday for the big reveal. Wish me luck.